Welcome to Zen and the Art of Movies, and we have been looking at the series of Killing Eve and the Lost Paradise. And who am I? This question of who am I is always the core question of great movies, and we miss the mark when we think it's about a movie character, when all movies are about us. But we have to discover the Zen in the movie. That shift, that flip of worldviews from seeing the movie as over there to seeing the movie as about me. I am Villanelle. Villanelle is me. Or whatever hero that you in the movie you're looking at. So let's look at in Killing Eve, which is a series on Netflix. I hope you watch. The question is ambiguity. Ambiguity is a situation where you can't choose. Yes is no and no is yes. We all have these ambiguous situations in our life. You have an argument with your wife. She's right, I'm right. Am I wrong and she's right? Is she wrong and I'm right? If we're caught in an argument, it's because we can't choose. There is no clear and distinct idea of who's right and who's wrong. Situation is ambiguous. So when the situation is ambiguous, we create a tape loop or a Groundhog Day of going round and around and around like a mic in an amplifier. It just keeps accelerating, wow, 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 until we get divorced or shoot each other or go stomping off into the other room, leaving the field, you see. Either way, it's all because we can't deal with the ambiguity, where we can't choose, where choice or truth is not clear and distinct. That's the problem. Descartes said truth is a clear and distinct idea. So when our consciousness, you see, is a duality delivery system of choices, do you want this or that? Which is the better, you see? Which is the best? This or that, you see? When we're caught in this dilemma of choice, we create a tape loop or Groundhog Day that will accelerate until we have a nervous breakdown. The newspapers is full of ambiguity or situations where you can't choose. There's no clear and distinct idea, so it ends up in a violent reaction. If you can't choose to get out of the Groundhog Day, of the catch-22, you see, or the dilemma of Jake Sully in Avatar, all these movies are dilemma of Tom Cruise in Mission Impossible, or Indiana Jones. All these movies of the hero's journey create a dilemma out of which the hero cannot get by choice. He has to leap beyond choice. He has to make a mad leap. See, beyond choice is sanity. Choice is comparing two ideas or products to see which is the better. And we can weigh the good and the pros and cons, and we come to a decision. That's the way our consumer society, our world works now, by choice. This belief in choice has been created by consumerism. The our economic system has created the dilemma or the hurt locker of choice. Because when we come to a situation that is ambiguous and there is no choice, we don't know what to do. All we do then is become a mic in the amplifier and go wow, 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 wow until we explode. In violence, the atomic bomb is the mic in an amplifier that explodes the amplifier. The Cold War was an ambiguity of where both sides were equally strong, so you couldn't choose. So it just accelerated. More arms, more arms, more arms, you see. World War One was the hurt, or the hurt locker of ambiguity, where neither side could win. So when you're in a situation where neither side can win, you can be sure it's ambiguity. And ambiguity is an anathema to our scientific mind, because science says you can choose. There is no such thing as ambiguity. Given enough research, given enough computer power, you can choose. You can find what's better. You can find the better product by analysis. You can find the better. This is everybody says, in the news, oh, well, don't listen to the news. Analyze it for yourself and you make the right decision, you see. More analysis, more computer power, more AI. We're all on this treadmill to finding new ways to get out of ambiguity, where we'll have a clear and distinct idea of what's truth. So truth is always kicked down the road. Truth is tomorrow. Today is always ambiguous. We can see that in our personal life. Who am I? I don't know. I need more yoga. I got to become a Buddhist. Then I'll know who I am. I'll become a MAGA. Then I'll know who I am. I'll become this or that, you see. I'll belong to this group or that group, and I'll know who I am. I'll have a clear and distinct idea of who I am, because all these other people agree. So we're all identities looking for a home. We're all identities, lost identities, looking for a clear and distinct idea of who we are. And we measure who we are by the number of people who agree about who we are. So we get in groups, get in Buddha groups on Facebook, We all form groups of identities that give us the illusion of a clear and distinct idea of who I am, you see. But it's all looking for myself in the wrong places. There is no clear and distinct idea of who I am. Because a clear and distinct idea of who I am is like an ice cube. An idea is like an ice cube. There's a clear and distinct, you have an ice sculpture. Like in weddings, you have an ice sculpture of a dog. It's a clear and distinct idea of a dog, you see. Oh, that's a dog. Everybody agrees. But as it melts, it becomes, oh, maybe it's a cat, or maybe it's a pig, or no, now it's a donkey. So every clear and distinct idea, when thrown into the impermanence of life, begins to melt. And we begin to panic. Who am I? Who am I? So we freeze up our idea. We get more people to agree with it. We join a bigger group. So this, our whole culture now is lost, because we're in a state of transition, which is ambiguity. We're lost in ambiguity. And so we cling to any clear and distinct idea of who we are. Look at that. You can see that in your kitchen and in the world. You can see it in your everyday life, and you can see it in society. So killing that idea of a clear and distinct idea of right and wrong, of guilt and innocence, is killing Eve. Eve is a metaphor for judgment. Anyway, thanks for dropping in. We're kicking this movie down the road. Subscribe and like, and let's keep it going. Thank you.